Hello everyone, welcome to the Hospital Workload Simulator tutorial, which is the initial alpha version, of course. I'm going to briefly walk you through the key features of the simulator and then introduce some of the algorithms behind the simulator. At a high level, the simulator takes input including daily average patient arrival rates, average length of stay for different segments of the hospital. Then combine those information with an epidemiology transmission model to predict the internal infections of COVID-19 or seasonal flu or any other infectious disease to simulate the workload for the hospital. Also, the simulator allows the hospital to test its basic staffing policies like how many nurses to allocate to different segments of the hospital and more complicated policies like whether or not to form a dedicated area for the infectious patients. Now let's dive into the alpha version of the simulator's user's interface. On the top of the page, there are three interactive plots. The first one shows the predicted workload for medical surgical segments of the hospital, with or without internal transmission of the disease. The one in the middle is the ICU workload with or without the internal infectious. The last graph shows you what portion of the nurses would be infected if the internal infectious exists. All the plots are interactive, which allows you to zoom in and zoom out the chart and truncate the part of the graph that you are interested in. On the bottom, there are three input areas for the simulator. In the first panel, you could adjust average patient arrival rate and length of stay for both ICU and medical surgical units. You could adjust this part of the simulator to adapt traffic situations of different hospitals. The panel in the middle is to adjust the parameters of the infectious disease. In the current setting, I'm using the parameters offered by a study from Harvard, but we can definitely adjust this part to adapt IU health situation according to the historical data put from the database. The last panel allows the user to adjust the number of the replications of the simulation. The higher number of the replications will provide a more robust prediction. Also, it currently offers an optional policy to form a dedicated area for the infectious patients, which in this case will eliminate the patient-to-patient transmission as well as a large part of the patient-to-nurse transmission. You can check the box to run the simulation with this policy or uncheck to run without it. Thank you for watching, and please note this is the only alpha version. Any suggestions of desirable features to add is extremely welcomed. Thank you.